The Arctic is a vast icy wilderness stretching across the northernmost part of our planet. It is a place of stark beauty and extreme conditions where the landscape is dominated by ice and snow. It is a land of snow and ice where temperatures plunge far below freezing. The Arctic experiences some of the coldest temperatures on Earth, with winter temperatures often dropping to -40 degrees Fahrenheit or even lower. This is the kingdom of the polar bear, a magnificent creature perfectly adapted to this harsh environment. Polar bears are the largest land carnivores, and they roam the ice in search of food, displaying a grace and power that is awe-inspiring. With their thick fur coats and layer of blubber, polar bears are built to withstand the extreme cold. Their fur is not only dense but also water repellent, providing insulation against the freezing temperatures and icy waters. They are powerful swimmers, using their strong legs to propel them through the icy water. Polar bears can swim for long distances, sometimes covering over 60 miles in a single journey, showcasing their incredible endurance and strength. Their main prey, seals, which they hunt by waiting patiently near breathing holes in the ice. This hunting strategy requires patience and skill, as polar bears rely on their keen sense of smell to detect seals and their powerful limbs to catch them. Our planet is warming, and the Arctic is feeling the effects more than almost anywhere else. The burning of fossil fuels releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, trapping heat and causing the Earth's temperature to rise. This phenomenon, known as climate change, is having a profound impact on the Arctic. The ice is melting at an alarming rate, shrinking the ice cap that covers the Arctic Ocean. This melting ice is causing sea levels to rise, threatening coastal communities around the world. The melting ice has dire consequences for polar bears. Sea ice is their primary hunting ground. It is where they catch seals, their main source of food. As the ice melts earlier in the year and freezes later, polar bears have less time to hunt. They are forced to spend longer periods on land where food is scarce. This lack of food can lead to malnutrition, particularly in cubs, and make it harder for them to survive the harsh Arctic winters. Section 4, on thin ice. Polar bears on the move. With their hunting grounds shrinking due to climate change, polar bears are being forced to travel further in search of food. The ice they depend on is melting at an alarming rate, making it increasingly difficult for them to find the seals they rely on for sustenance. They are swimming longer distances, sometimes hundreds of miles, to find suitable ice. These long swims are not only physically demanding, but also deplete their energy reserves, which are crucial for their survival in the harsh Arctic environment. These marathon swims are exhausting and dangerous, especially for cubs. Young polar bears are particularly vulnerable, as they lack the stamina and fat reserves of adults, making these journeys even more perilous. Polar bears are also coming into closer contact with human settlements as they roam further inland. As their natural habitat diminishes, they are forced to explore new areas in search of food, often leading them into human territories. This can lead to conflicts, as hungry bears may be drawn to garbage or even pose a threat to people. The presence of polar bears in residential areas is a growing concern, as it not only endangers the bears but also the communities they encounter. Conservation efforts are crucial to address these challenges and ensure a future for polar bears in the wild. Section 5, Hope on the Horizon, Protecting the Arctic Giants. The plight of the polar bear has galvanized conservation efforts around the world. Organizations are working tirelessly to protect these magnificent creatures and their shrinking habitat. Scientists are studying polar bear populations to better understand the impacts of climate change and find ways to mitigate them. Governments are implementing policies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, the root cause of the problem. Section 6, Our Planet, Their Future. The fate of the polar bear is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet. These majestic creatures, once thriving in the vast expanses of the Arctic, now face an uncertain future due to the rapid changes in their environment. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it is a global challenge that affects us all. The melting of glaciers and the rise in sea levels are clear indicators of the impact of human activities on our planet. Industrial pollution, deforestation, and the burning of fossil fuels contribute significantly to this crisis. We can all play a role in protecting polar bears and combating climate change. From participating in local conservation efforts to supporting policies that aim to reduce carbon emissions, every action counts. Community cleanups, reforestation projects, and sustainable living practices are just a few ways we can make a difference. By reducing our own carbon footprints, supporting sustainable practices, and embracing renewable energy sources like solar and wind power, we can collectively reduce the strain on our environment. Simple changes such as using public transportation, cycling or walking instead of driving can have a significant impact. And raising awareness about this urgent issue, we can inspire others to take action. Educational workshops, awareness campaigns and peaceful protests are powerful tools to spread the message and encourage collective responsibility. We can help ensure a brighter future for polar bears and for generations to come. By fostering a sense of stewardship and responsibility in our communities, we can create a sustainable world where both humans and wildlife thrive. The actions we take today will shape the world of tomorrow.